With all the craziness in this world, we are here to have open and honest conversations to help navigate our thoughts.
Sometimes we are right and sometimes we're wrong. But in the end, if we aren't learning, we aren't living.
This is Philip.
And this is Wes.
And we are
Two Bottles Deep.
Hello, Wes.
Hey, Phil.
How are you, babe?
Great. How are you?
I have never felt better. That's a lie.
We were talking about our head exploding.
You have allergy issues.
It is. Get ready, y'all.
It's the ragweed.
It's the ragweed.
I don't know what that means, but was it bad?
Every year I want to write it down so I know when it's going to come up, and then I forget. And then I'm like looking at the calendar saying, was this last year at this time, or was it crop season in the fall?
Did you say crop season?
Crop. They till the crops out of the ground.
Yeah, I know how it works. I've never heard you use the phrase crop season.
The old crop.
When do you want to go to the beach, honey? Probably around crop season.
But it's literally indoors all day long and still.
Are you taking anything?
No, because I don't know what to take.
You are 52 years old. You know, go to a drugstore and walk in the allergy section and find something.
That's the problem. Have you been in one of those?
Yes, I was just there recently.
No,
because chose a lovely Benadryl and a lovely Claritin.
How do you know if it's sinus, allergies,
it says
pressures?
It on the box.
No, how do you know what you have?
Oh. I can't tell you that.
I will say, my best friend Megan was coming through on their way to vacation somewhere, and they stopped in Brentwood. So I got to see like their kids. And Colton at the time was about 6 months old. And she's like, hey, we just got to the hotel, her and her husband, in-laws, all those. And she's like, can you stop by the store on your way over and grab like some Benadryl for Colton? Because he was teething.
Oh,
and I think you have to get
Colton.
Yeah, you had to get Benadryl or something. So I'm sending her pictures from the CVS, and she's like, "You fucking idiot! He can't swallow pills." I like pill versions.
Maybe you should give your child some tramadol. That would help.
What is tramadol?
It's just an injection of. It's a very high, powerful drug.
Oh, wow, that sounds good.
So yeah, I would suggest you go just find something. Pick something.
Well, for the next 8 episodes,
he's going to be debuting his allergy routine.
We're just sniffling.
Well, you had a good week?
Yeah, I had a good week. I got a text from an old contractor friend of mine.
Oh, this sounds riveting.
Get this. His name's Stanton. So I'm going to talk like Stanton because he's from Kentucky.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, Wes. Well, this is what his text said, but I know how he sounds.
Okay.
He's like, my nephew just moved to Nashville, and he's like you. Can I give him your number? And I'm like,
he's
me.
allergies?
He's amazing. He's got dimples for days, crystal blue eyes.
Who are we talking about?
Me.
Oh, yeah. He has clothing on. He's sitting right now.
Travels the world. Here we go.
So did you call him, or did he call you?
No, I texted him back and said, what does that mean? You know. And I'm like, oh, so he's gay. So we kill. Okay. And Stanton
You probably already know him then if he's gay. We know everybody.
Yeah, we know all 8 of them here in Nashville. But I thought it was very cute. It was very nice because he is he's a country boy. He's a hunter. But we've gotten along for years. And there's just certain things we don't talk about in politics and guns or some of them. But we get along really well. And I found that very nice at him. So thank you, Stanton.
Yes, hopefully Stanton's son reaches out. You can take him to coffee. Have a charity event.
Walk around the lake at the park.
Oh,
how's your week been, Phil?
Oh, good. I recently started a part-time job.
Ooh, doggy, making that money.
Yeah, I'm going to have to retract a statement that I made a few episodes ago. Remember when I went on that tiny rant about waiters and waitresses and what they say at restaurants?
I do remember that.
I'm going to have to eat those words. I literally have to say.
Okay. I remember asking that.
Have you dined with us before?
Job description.
Yeah. So that's.
Do you have a barcode? Like the scan code?
Yes. It's on the menu. Yeah. So I'm doing a part-time job I have FOMO really badly, so I never save money. So this is my way of saving money. If I'm working, I'm not spending money.
And you're making the complete opposite direction. Boom, building up the bank account.
Yes. It's been fun. It's a restaurant on Broadway. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to overwhelm them with so many people waiting in line to see me. No, it's probably illegal to mention them anyway. But it's been fun because it is a tourist trap. I mean, it's kind of a nicer restaurant, but it's all tourist. And if you thought Nashville had bachelorettes, I mean, we know they're here. Just the amount of bachelorettes that come through that place. And they're all wearing pink or white cowboy hats, full body outfits that match. And most of them have like pictures of the groom on something, like a pin, a poster board. Yeah. And the typical order of a bachelorette is usually find a cocktail and try to change it. So, they'll be like, can I get the Cosmo sweet and sour? But instead of the sweet and sour, could I do a vodka? And instead of the cranberry juice, could I do an espresso? I'm like, what?
You want an espresso
You want an espresso martini? No, I don't like coffee. I just want to. This is all day long. It's just.
Oh my God,
it's crazy.
Do you have do you remember it all, or do you have the pad?
Oh, I cannot. Yesterday was horrible. I literally, this lady was like, I'm going to do a charcuterie board. I only want 3 items. I want the prosciutto. I'll do the Cabot cheddar, and I'll do the house-made ricotta. And I was like, perfect. I stepped away from the table, and I was like, she said bologna, cheese fries. And so I went back, and I'm like, ma'am, I am so sorry. And she goes, you didn't remember the 3 items? I said, no, ma'am, not at all. I didn't. So,
have you had just an out of this world experience yet with like some banter back and forth?
Yeah, I had this couple from Tampa who, as soon as she sat down, I said, how are you? And she said, I'd have to give a quarter for a headache. And I was like, I'm not sure I know exactly what that means, but and she just started riffing with me. We had fun. I did get in trouble. I think I told you this one. I got in trouble yesterday because I was too direct with one of the guests. It was a group of 3 women who looked maybe 104. I mean, they looked very, very old. This is not making fun of them as much as to give you context. They're in mini skirts and like very tight corset bikini tops, reminding you how old they are. They're trashed at brunch. Trashed. I mean, just hooting and hollering and like whistling at waiters. And I walked by and she's like, honey, can you take our picture? I was like, yes, ma'am, I sure will. So I take their picture, and she's like, don't we look good? I said, you do. She said, don't we look 21? I said, no, you do not. She got so offended by that. She told the manager.
Oh, my gosh.
The manager's like, I need to talk to you about something. I need you to use your words a little differently. Like, come on. She looks old.
Not so much a realist, right?
Yeah, so
in that moment.
I'm going to learn to lie. White lies, just a little bit. You look 18. You look amazing. I've never seen skin that soft. It doesn't look like leather hanging off a hanger.
Yeah, that's tough. You got to be kind of, I mean, you still got to be witty and funny. You still have to be yourself.
Yeah.
But then you got to like guide your words a little bit.
It's good. It's humbling. It helps me remember to be really nice to wait staff. Everybody's working hard. I mean, I'm sure there's bad waiters, yes, but for the most part, servers are good people and trying to make money, and people just often treat them really poorly.
You know what pisses me off?
No. Do I guess?
There's not many things that piss me off, but I will say is when people leave a bad review when it's really not warranted.
Oh yeah.
It's like, especially with the waiter and like the whole restaurant's horrible. Like give some great 5-star reviews. And I only do like 4 and 5-star reviews.
Yeah. I mean, unless it was the most horrific experience you have ever had, I think you need to just
be
show
honest,
a little grace about.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So I'm sure I'll have more
come to
bachelorettes. Yeah, could you wear all pink?
And the cutoff shorts
Please,
and boots and the sash. Yeah, it's just another Tuesday for Weston. My first job was in a restaurant. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I think everybody needs to do it. It should be required.
When I worked in hotels, it was the hours sucked, but it was so rewarding. Like the events went off really, really well, or you're scrambling behind the scenes to make that event go off, and it looks so great on the outside, but behind the scenes you're scrambling. But it's that rush.
Yeah,
it's so much fun to make people happy.
It'll be fun. I'm learning a lot, and it's always good to challenge yourself. And I am being challenged.
You're doing it. You're doing it. What do we have today, Phil? I'm so excited for this.
So we are a few episodes into season 3, and we've gotten some feedback. Lots of feedback. So we're going to do a mailbag episode.
Our first mailbag, 2023.
Yeah, season 3's first mailbag episode. Thank you guys so much for writing in and DMing and sending faxes.
Yeah. I just realized, so since our season 3, it's 2023. So it'll always be easy to remember what season we're on. Because like 2024 before.
Yeah. That's the reason we did it. We waited to release this podcast. So
we met in the 80s.
It would be easier for us.
Yeah. The Mac Commodore 57. And we're like, let's just wait until Spread the
one
Positive
needs to hear
comes
this yet.
out. And what do we have? The Road. We're waiting on the Road podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we start, don't edit that out. I just stutter. You have a new vase behind you.
Oh.
If you're on the YouTube channel.
Yes. Any comments?
It looks like a female figure.
Yeah, she is.
If you can turn it.
She is a female figure.
Oh, she is that full figure.
Yes. It's a vase. I've had this. This is one of a purchase I made years. Oh, where it is. There it is. Years ago. And I was always embarrassed to have it at the house because I knew if mom and dad came over and they saw it, they wouldn't like it. This was years ago. We're way past that, by the way, as a family. So that was one of the things that we would say, Philip, you have to de-gay the house.
Oh,
so I would go through and take down pictures of me and, other men or like vases that have boobs, things like that. So we're bringing her back. We're re-gaying the studio.
I've never seen that piece.
Yeah, it's been hidden away, like a lot of my emotions.
Yeah. You de-gayed your townhouse now.
I sure did.
I like that. Well, let's do the mailbag.
All right.
I am so excited.
I have an email. Let's get us a little intro music.
The year 19 and 21.
Dear Two Bottles Deep, I am so glad you boys are back. Really missed you on your break. Sorry to hear your relationships didn't work out, but appreciate the honesty and vulnerability you guys show when talking about difficulties in your relationships and dating in general. I was particularly touched by the suicide episode. Even though it's a serious and potentially emotional subject matter, you guys managed to talk about it in an honest way that I really appreciated. I have definitely had my share of suicidal ideations, and therapy was the best thing to help me. I think I remember Wes alluding to the fact that he has thought about suicide, but was wondering if you guys would care to elaborate on your struggles with this and how you got over it. Thanks for all you guys do. I am learning a lot. Deb. Good old Deb.
Couldn't have put a fun one first, could we, Phil?
Yeah. Thanks, Deb.
We do. We try to make light of it. Our friend Cindy in Florida sent us a message. Both single? After our first episode came out.
I know.
Remember Cindy. Hi, Mama Cindy. Thank you to Mackenzie for being on. That actually cleared up a lot for me, too.
Yeah.
Like suicidal tendencies and ideations.
Yep. And how prevalent it is, and that I think the biggest thing I took from that is that it is not the responsibility of everyone else. Like if someone does go through with it, that the guilt that you should, it's nothing you could have done better.
Right.
But I know you've talked about this before, Wes. Kind of what you struggled with. Yeah,
and I'm rereading this now. And how you got over it. I don't think you ever get over it. I think you manage it better and manage it differently. I saw a friend from years and years ago posted on Facebook last week about his struggles, and he's married and has a great wife and a great life and very active volleyball player, all this stuff. And it's like, God, I never knew he struggled, and he was so vulnerable with it. And I don't post a lot about it, and I went into that on that episode on why I don't, but yeah, it's something that still, I think you can only rationalize the thoughts that come into your head. You can't, the things of parents passing away or getting in a car wreck or even great things. Like you don't know what's going to come into your head. It's just rationalizing it and kind of pushing it out. So that's what I do every single day. I'll probably never be over it. I've always had those thoughts. I think it's something that's just in me. I'm one of the few, I don't want to hurt other people. I'm really not. I'm fighting depression, and I think that's always. I don't know. That's just part of my life. I just live with it and try not to let it affect other people. I opened up to close people, which is great. But I also don't do it that often because it's still my responsibility to put in my work and come home from therapy and do the homework.
Yeah,
you can go to therapy, but I had to write a self-compassion letter to myself.
Oh,
you want to talk about doing something very, very hard. That was super hard. So if you've never done that, take it
Give
from
that one
my therapy session.
Yeah.
Write a self-compassion letter to yourself from a friend. Right? Did that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I remember vividly just one occasion, and this was when I was in undergrad at UT Knoxville, sitting at the kitchen table, and I just this feeling of like I couldn't control my life. I wasn't in charge. I was unhappy, and just realized that I needed to do something about it. But I never got to the point where I had thoughts of the suicide piece. It was almost like I just needed to disappear. Like I remember thinking nothing about suicide, but just like maybe I'll just go somewhere else, start over, and be a new person because I just couldn't handle it. So I'm grateful for the fact that I haven't had those struggles as much, but mine's been more depression that I've dealt with, and I think those go hand in hand, like you mentioned. And for me, it's therapy. I mean, that's the only thing. That and a good family relationship, and not everybody's, has that, which I understand. I'm grateful for it. But I do think you've got to be vigilant, like you mentioned. Just because you don't have these thoughts now doesn't mean you'll go through life and never have it. Like you could be 80 and have suicidal ideations based on what you're going through, medical issues or losing family. So anybody's going to be at risk for this. It's just some people it affects more than others.
Yeah. And it's a big subject. And I mean, there's great podcasts on it. There's great YouTube channels on it. There's a lot of free things you can get, free content that you can get. And there was a podcast, and it's like an affirmation one, and it's like 3 minutes long, and this lady does it every single day. And it's fun to kind of turn on. There's daily affirmations on YouTube, and it's like an hour. Like you can just throw it on your laptop or your phone and play it as you're getting ready. So that those help too. And it's just knowing that you're not alone. But this world we're kind of all in that position. I feel we all feel overwhelmed with work. There's more technology to make our lives easier, as I use air quotes. And it's tough. Like I'm thinking about a career change because I'm just so, it used to be a lot more fun than it was. Is it because I'm changing? I'm 42 now. I'll go be 43 later this year. I'm like, is it just my time to move on into a different realm? But I've also built myself up to where I am. So I don't want to throw that away because of what society says about me. Well, I've made it here. I have this title. I have this position. Now I can't go down.
Yeah.
And then it's like, screw that. Like, go work part-time. Go somewhere where you're happy. And that's the most important part. A lot of us are in these, COVID taught us that. There were a lot of relationships that didn't last because now they were at home together a lot.
Forced to be with each other.
They weren't on the golf course. They weren't over at work. They weren't traveling for work. They weren't at the kids' softball games. They were just all at home. And I think it's a great discussion to even have with friends around a fire or around a dinner, just be open and honest and just do what's going to make you happy. And not worry about a title, not worry about what people are going to think, work where you want to work, do what you want to do, make what you want to make, because money doesn't cure this.
Yeah.
Money doesn't buy you happiness. Money doesn't cure any of that. It helps to go to therapy, which is not cheap, but I used to spend on a round at a bar what I pay in therapy, and that's how I justify that. But for years, I didn't justify it. Yeah. I'm like, well, I have to go out. I'm not going to spend $150 an hour. And now it's like, that's one of the best things I do every month.
Yeah.
Is do that, or every other week, however I'm feeling that month, I'll go. And I enjoy that. I enjoy spending that money because I know it's helping.
Yeah. And therapy sometimes takes a while to find the right therapist. It's not like you're going to,
That's a good point.
Google therapy, find the person, go and be like, wow, changed my life. It could be that's not the right fit. They don't focus on, suicidal issues or whatever you're dealing with. So you got to find the right therapist. But I agree with you, Wes. Talk to your friends. Being vulnerable to your friends allows them to be vulnerable to you. Like you will notice if you open up to somebody, that gives them permission to open up to you. And you'll find there's probably some issues they're dealing with too. So
absolutely.
If your friend's like, wow, that sucks, that's probably not a good friend.
and they are dealing with stuff. So
yeah, maybe they just don't want to talk about it.
Sure,
right then,
sure. Well, thanks for that question,
Yes,
Deb.
thank you, Deb. We appreciate it. All right, Wes, I'm going to intro you in for our next email.
Do I wait till it ends?
Yeah, that's how it works.
It sounded like the Pink Panther, like sneaking up on
I thought you would be doing the little
a tofu taco. Philip and Wes, I'm a 75-year-old grandmother living in rural Kansas. I have 3 members of my family that are LGBT community.
Oh, wow.
So I have been searching out books and podcasts so I can be a better supportive family member. Kudos, straight ally.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Doing the homework. Thank goodness for the search option on Apple, as I found you too. I love your relationship and how easy it is to listen to you. Here's the strange thing. I've been a widow for almost 15 years now, and I don't have any desire to be in another relationship. But oddly enough, I found myself very intrigued with your dating stories. If it's not too much to ask, can you guys share more stories of your attempts at love? I'm sure Wes's story will involve coffee.
That's right.
Spoiler alert. And I hope Phillips doesn't involve him running into the woods from an Uber.
Oh, wow. Way to bring that back up.
Keep up the good work. Love listening to you both. That's from Fran.
Fran.
Hey, Fran.
First of all, Fran, I apologize for running from an Uber.
That was... I could hear that story over and over.
So embarrassing.
We're going to need some more stories.
Yeah.
Coming up. Fran, I had a friend named Fran Brunderman in high school.
You think that's them?
No, she's not 75.
Okay.
She was older than me. She's probably 43, 44 now. But that is only the second time I've ever seen that name. So Fran. That is so, I love that name, Fran.
First of all, can we talk about Fran has 3 members of her family? Like she's got like a pride march every time they get together for Christmas. It's like, all right, let's say our pronouns.
Yeah, you get a float in the parade, Fran.
Yeah.
Hand out whatever you want to hand out. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for being a straight ally. And the question is, let me get back to it. Can you share more stories on your attempt at love?
I'm dying to hear Wes's.
Who goes first here?
I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
While you think. Watch Wes's face, guys, while I'm talking. I haven't done a ton of dating, honestly. With the podcast and work and starting the new job and stand-up classes, it's like I don't feel right dating just because I feel like I can't give a lot to a relationship. I did have a date with a guy that I met off Tinder. This has been a few weeks ago. And first off, one of the first things he said to me was, I just wanted to let you know that I've already matched with Wes on Tinder as well. I'm like, well, it's your choice because we are vastly different in a lot of ways. So you pick, no, I just like, oh, that's fine. No worries. But I thought the date was perfect. I told you about it. I was like, it was in my mind like a 9. I don't think anything was bad about it. I was still a little paranoid to kiss because after my kissing mishap from the other day where I was like
coffee beans and white pants.
Tonguing the guy's lip. It was so embarrassing. So I'm a little paranoid about that. So I didn't kiss. So I don't know if that's what did it, but the date ended. Everything's fine. I get a text message like, wow, that was spectacular. He talked a lot about, trying to find the right one and really putting the effort in and was ready to date. And then 4 days silence. No response to my text messages. And then I get a text. It's like, I've got some stuff going on. I'd like to be alone. Like, okay.
How soon was he out of a relationship?
I think it was one of those that had been out of it for a while, but just hadn't had finality. Just, they could continue to talk. So maybe that was it. Maybe they got back together, but I was just like, every time that happens, I'm like, okay, all right, we're not doing this anymore. I'm going to take at least a week off from dating, and then I'll get back to it.
Never looking at that app.
I'm
re-download.
Deleting Tinder immediately. Just move it to another screen so it looks like I downloaded it. But
yeah, right?
So yeah, what about you, Wes?
Well, I'm pulling up a text.
Oh.
Now tell me if I'm way off here.
You are.
This guy did not want a voice text at all. How's lunch? Good. You? No, no. So we had coffee.
Okay.
Actually, Fran, we did. We had coffee. And it was a great conversation. He does like TV and film and stuff like that. Really, really awesome. Seemed to be an awesome person. And then we went to texting, right? We met on Bumble. Then we went to texting.
So Bumble to coffee, coffee to texting.
Right. And then, we had texted back and forth. And then I had replied to a text on like a Tuesday. And then Thursday, I had replied to his text and I had said what I was doing. And then I said, how's your day going? Can't wait to catch up. 3 days later on Thursday, it says, guess not really interested. All good.
Hold on, he said that to you?
To me. And I'm like, I asked you the question and I'm not going to bug you. So if I text you and I don't hear back and I'm interested in you, I don't want to be one of those stage fight. Yeah. What happened? Am I not cute enough? Not tall enough? And yeah, so he did that. So it's definitely friend zone now because he's a really cool guy, but I don't want to assume that, I mean, again, it was nonverbal and he could have been like, oh, you're not interested.
Did you write back to the text that he sent?
I sure did.
What'd you write?
I said, I was waiting. So much. Yeah, I love you.
You're my favorite.
Forgive me. I was waiting for you to reply to my last text. Didn't want to text again in case you were busy. I see. LOL. Also, you know what pisses me off? There's not a lot, but one word answers.
Unless it's the question, like, what's your favorite color?
Actually, it would be blue because I love the sky. That's an appropriate response.
Not blue. I cannot wait to start giving you one word answers. What do you want to do tonight?
Nothing. Chill.
So you're still talking to him?
No, we'll probably have coffee again. He seems like a really nice guy. It's a great, probably new friend.
Hold on, you didn't hear his voice before you met for coffee?
No.
Guys, this is new. This is a big step for Wes.
Stepping up.
He is stepping away from some of those things that kept him from going on dates.
There's still people I haven't met because I haven't got that. This one I met.
Yeah, because he looked good. Or what was the deciding factor?
There was actually good conversation on Bumble, and now it's just if you're busy, you're busy. And I think part of dating, Fran, is you have to align at the right time.
Yeah.
So like we record every weekend. We're busy. We have charity events once a year that I use the excuse for more than that. And we have to line up. So if people meet and they're like, oh my God, you're so busy. And I'm like, not really. Like there's Tuesday night, there's Wednesday night, there's Thursday night. I can make that work. But if it doesn't work for them, they think that just I'm too busy. And I've always had that reputation because I've always been on a chamber of commerce or kind of like you. I don't like to be home.
Yeah.
So like, how can I volunteer? Yeah. When I was younger, I worked 2 or 3 jobs. So it's, I don't know. You just have to be in the right place, right time.
Do you do this when you see an attractive male and do you immediately think, I wonder are they single? Could I date them? Like I do this thing where I'll be walking around. I'm like, I could probably marry him.
Yo, yeah.
You're just like, and then you like, I skip ahead to like what the Christmas card's going to look like and like what we'll do as a family. Yeah. And then, they're gone. And then the next one comes by and you just keep going.
Like,
going. I guess everybody does that. Or if you're single, you're just like, oh yeah, I could see myself with them.
I didn't know if that was a gay thing or if that's like a person. Like personally, I do that. I'm sure that's
girls
my type
do it too, where they're like, oh, look at that person, But I do it a lot.
Yeah,
they do. Then you're like, any mannerism that I remotely think could be gay? I'm like, yes, I've got a chance. Look at the way they're holding the fork.
That pinky's
just
a little bit up.
On that one.
A little bit up. Yeah. Dating itself is tiring, but you can meet great people. It's like a job interview. You may have to go through 40 to get one. And still doing, what am I doing? Matchmaker.
Oh,
Matchmaker, make me a match.
How is that going?
I have a call next week.
You've had a lot of calls.
We just have a lot. It takes time. It's not rushing. It's I don't want to say selective in a bad way. This pin says best dad ever. Look at that. If you're on YouTube, sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome you back.
I've been writing with this for like a year. Is this from your? Anyway. It takes a lot of time because it's recruiting, right? Yeah. So you have to match up. Love is Blind. They do all these tests, and they're not going to be like, oh, you're paying for us, so here's a date, and just throw you out there on a date.
Do they say that they will find you somebody for sure, or do you get your money back if they don't?
There's no guarantee, but you get your dates.
And how many dates
could
do
be
you get?
A year? 6.
6 a year. Okay. I can't wait for the first one. Can I come on the first one?
You can. How fun
I'll be the
would
waiter.
That be?
Have you dined with us before?
Yeah. Scan that barcode. And it's just my nudes or something.
Right. Oh. Goodness.
You're like, oh, look at that.
Careful with the barcode.
I'm just kidding. I do not. Do you send nudes?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't recently just because I don't love the way I'm looking. But if you,
okay.
like if I look back at my photo album marked private, which I thought was a really good way to keep people from looking. Like,
no one looks
if
in
they
that.
get my phone, they're like, well, I can't go in there. It's clearly private.
I'm going to follow the rules and the etiquette.
No, actually, I have a picture in there that I took after getting spray tanned that I look, my skin tone, it's the best it's ever looked. But the problem is that I'll never be that color again. So it's like, I look great, but I can't send that picture because when I show up, they're like, oh God, how is cancer?
Get spray tan again.
I know, but spray tan is weird too because I only do mostly nude. Like I keep my underwear on. So then when the briefs are removed, then you just got this, you know how like I'm like alabaster skin. So a medium spray tan and then this shocking like cream, like shiny, like butt and front side. They're like,
say you're in
whoa,
Jamaica or something.
I'm in Jamaica.
No, you were. You just got back.
Yeah. Maybe I should spray tan the whole thing.
People will delete you. I've been asked for those, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And they like delete you.
I send parts of my body, like I'll send like my side and just be like, just about use your imagination. They're like, is that a roll of fat? What is that?
I want it to be, and that's why I did the matchmaking. I want it to be hopefully more professional. You never know who you're going to meet. But in 42 years, some of them have been my fault, or I wasn't ready to settle down. But it's just like with an app, I think we're kind of getting away from those. I don't think people take them as seriously. You also, the fact of the matter, you have people at your fingertips. So if you're not in the right state of mind to settle down, you can swipe and have anything you want. It's like ordering a pizza, Phil. 30 minutes or less, and it's at your doorstep.
I sure wish that would happen. I could order a date in 30 minutes, or I guess you could.
Go to coffee first.
Yeah, coffee first. Well, thank you, Fran.
Also, I had a gun pulled on me. Did I tell that story yet? Apparently not. I forget what I say on all these. I do listen to the episodes. I just forget what I say. Let's do another episode on that. Hey, should we? I shouldn't have said that. I had a gun pulled.
You had a gun pulled on you on a date?
I'm like, God, I don't want to be single. Where's Matt?
Why?
Yeah. He like flashed it. He's like setting it out and it was pointed. I'm like, oh, okay.
What?
That's all I want to say right now.
At coffee?
That's all I want to say right now. That's all I want to say right now.
I wish I had a cricket sound.
I was so like shaky. It was so scary. Well, so be careful, Fran.
Maybe we'll find out later, Fran.
Fran, come on to Nashville.
I'm not sure Fran wanted to hear all that.
Fran is in rural Kansas. Yeah, Fran, I don't know if that's the rant you're wanting, but dating's going great.
She's like, no more stories.
Unfollow.
All right, here's our next email.
And we love you, Fran.
Hey, guys, quick question. Why does season 3 sound quality not sound as good as the first 2 seasons? I mean, I'm still listening and loving it, but slightly annoyed by the sound quality. What gives? Brandon.
Oh, it did.
Brandon, I'm going to be honest with you. We do appreciate your honesty and your question. It means a lot to us. And thank you for throwing slight shade, and we're okay with that. Wes and I, as we've mentioned before, are very ignorant when it comes to electronics. Now, we have access to lots of people who could do it, but sometimes we take it upon ourselves because we're independent men. We were just putting things in the wrong hole. Like we were plugging in things
seriously.
and didn't realize it. And then our producer was like, what's happening over there? Are you in a studio? You're in an aquarium? What's happening?
And Brandon too, when it comes through the sound, what are these things?
Headphones.
I was going to call them sound monitors. Through the
get
headphones,
on our sound monitors.
It sounds great when we're sitting here talking. And then when that one aired, we're like, oh God, that was
we just assumed it was good.
We lost every follower we've ever had because our number one thing, especially Philip's number one thing. This is why we started in my closet because it was the sound was great and there was carpet and there was just no reverberation, if that's a word, and it just sounded great. And now we're in Philip's home in a studio with padded walls.
Yeah, we thought it would be great
for my rants, but
But Brandon, you're right. We messed up those first few episodes, and we are standing by it. We're not going to re-record those. Everybody makes mistakes.
We got some DMs about that too from friends.
Yeah.
They're like, fix it now.
So, several people were like, I don't want this to upset you, but your podcast sounds awful. Okay. All
quit biting your lip.
Right. Quit biting your lip.
We talked about that last episode.
Well, I'm getting stuff out of my teeth. Well.
Speaking of teeth, this was brought up at work. What is the process of you brushing your teeth?
I put the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and then I turn the toothbrush on.
No, like, okay, so you floss, mouthwash, and then toothpaste. What order do you do that?
Floss.
Yep.
Toothbrush, mouthwash.
Okay, see, I am floss, mouthwash, toothbrush. I've done that since college because I get all the germs out before the toothbrush gets in there.
But aren't you using the toothbrush to just move germs around?
No, because the mouthwash kills it, and then you spit it out.
What if it doesn't get between your teeth or?
Well, yeah, you go through your thing.
Can you show that one more time?
You do that.
So I don't know if there's a right way.
Yeah, not right or wrong. It's just I'm just like, oh, I wonder how Philip does that when I was brushing my teeth the other day.
I do count to 140 when I brush my teeth, and I
do
do not know.
Teeth.
I don't know why I do that though. It's so I'll be in the middle of like listening to something, and I start. And I'm like 1, 2, 3,
and you have the vibrating toothbrush.
Yeah.
Like the water pick too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sing "Happy Birthday" twice, but I think that's for washing your hands.
Yeah, but it could be.
Could it be that?
Yeah, I mean, you could sing it really slowly.
Just thought that. All right, wanna go? Thanks, Brandon, for the
yes,
toothbrush
thank
question.
You, Brandon. All right, I think I'm up.
question.
I got one more I want to read, and then you'll be up. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Love these sounds.
Hey, gents. Gents. I haven't been called that in a while. Hey, gents. Live podcasts are a thing now. How about hitting the road? My girlfriend and I talk about it over dinner every Wednesday night and usually laugh out loud. All right. Okay. I'm going to come back to that. Either it's Wes veering off into left field on a rant that tracks, or Philip's quick one-liners. Keep it up and come on to Clarksville sometime.
Oh, they're close.
Jay is his name.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Jay, quick question for you. Your girlfriend and you talk about it over dinner every Wednesday?
It's like date night with TBD. They're cracking a few bottles, LOLing.
He's like, babe, this meatloaf and mashed potato is delicious. And did you know that suicide's prevalent in the LGBTQIA plus community?
Honey, let's turn on the gay guys tonight. Let's just.
Well, did they talk at all before? Like they were like, before y'all, we had never spoken. It was a silent marriage.
What happened like the last 3 months we didn't do it? They just did not.
You just hear
hang
like
out.
silverware hitting the plate.
What's new? Nothing.
Meatloaf's good.
Can't wait till April 5th. That was our season 3 premiere, 20 and 23.
She's like, do you want to help with the dishes? Be a part of it.
Oh my God, this is so awesome. We should just go do this at their home.
Yes,
if
Jay,
they would
that's a
let
great
us.
question. Do you have a home? Well, I'm assuming you have a home.
They eat somewhere
Well, I
together.
shouldn't assume that.
It could be at Outback.
Yeah. So, yes, Jay, we'll come to your house and do it. But, yeah, we are working. Last season, we talked about doing some live shows. Didn't come to fruition, which is a huge word for me. But this year, we are dedicating to doing a couple of live shows. We're in the talks right now with Nashville's newest and most amazing cocktail bar / restaurant called
The
Golden Pony.
The Golden Pony off of
Douglas.
Ellington and Douglas
Yes.
in East Nashville.
Yeah. If you haven't been there, it's fantastic. I know I've posted a lot about it because I got a couple of DMs too. We get it. You're going to Golden Pony. All right. Quit watching then.
And go.
I'm proud of Sam. Our friend Sam Graham opened it.
Yeah, great mocktails too. Great food. So there's really something for everyone. It's really good. Actually, I have a couple like coffee meetups happening, and I might go there for a mocktail
With a date
this weekend. So
tell me when you're going. I'd love to sit in the
Yeah,
corner
buddy.
and judge you. Look at that. Look at her over there.
you serve us, and you're like, I don't even work here. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we have talked about the road, going on the road, and I'm not like getting ahead of where we are right now in the world.
Right.
Not suggesting we're going on a world tour, but we would love to do a live show. We've been talking with Sam at Golden Pony about doing that this season. We've got some couple of things working, so we'll definitely post about it. We'd love to have everybody out to come watch a live version of this crazy show.
Yeah, and some guests that are local will definitely be invited as well. I went with our gal pal Stacia to Zany's a while back, and we saw the Out and About podcast. They're on tour. They're on the Barstool Sports. It's Joey and somebody else. Joey is Snooki's best friend from that show.
That's how he got
the Jersey Shore, and so anyway, we went there, and it was fun. I've never seen a live podcast. It was fun to be in the audience. It was very chill. They didn't really have a script. They just kind of went up there and talked. And I mean, they're on Barstool, so they have a lot of notoriety and a lot of fans. There was some girl that lives here that used to be on The Bachelor. They got her on stage. And yeah, they played some like crowd games and stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It was really neat. They did a great job, and they had a little after party downtown at 5th and Broad. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
So that means you're ready.
I was so motivated, and they were like, oh,
you did. You called me. You were like, we got to do this.
On the way home, I'm calling Felipe. And I said, I felt so motivated because the one guy was like really funny like you, and the other guy was not funny like me. And I'm like, oh, I can't do
it
that.
It does work.
I can't, because the one guy was trying to land jokes, and it wasn't. And they weren't up there to do stand up. They were just up there to talk as friends, right? And I'm like, well, maybe I'm overthinking this. It would be super fun.
You might be
super fun.
Hey, we definitely want to get on do a live podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Motivated.
This is our last one?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Here's your intro.
All right.
Oh, this is my favorite.
We're from Puerto Rico. Oh, and I'm on. Hey, P&W. P&W.
P&W.
P for Philip.
Oh,
W for
yeah.
Wes.
P&W. It's like a root beer.
That's when you would like drive up to the.
Hey, thanks for coming by the P&W.
The P&W.
Sounds like a gas station, doesn't it?
Or a BMW. P&W.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's cute.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get like shirts with P&W. TBD, P-Dub.
P-Dub.
Okay. I follow many episodes, and I feel like I know the host better than my friends. All right.
That's
kind of concerning.
Get better friends. Lord.
But I do. Do you follow like people and they're like, I know them. I know their personality.
Yeah.
But I want to know from you two. Oh, there's 2 questions here.
Okay.
And this is Tracy here in Nashville. Come to Sam Graham's Golden Pony with us.
Tracy, we'll meet
you're
you there.
local. Keep on spreading the positive. Here are the 2 questions.
Okay.
We'll do them separately. What is your biggest pet peeve?
It has to be just
I have a
one.
lot.
I was going to say negativity, being late, people who salt their food before tasting it, sentence finishers.
Oh,
it drives me
crazy.
I'm going to lose it. I have a patient now who does it, and the things I think about doing, I just want to, it's so bad. That drives me insane.
Yeah.
Because it's just, and then I try to change what I would say, because if she finishes the sentence, then I'm like, no, that's not what I was going to say. Yeah. So yeah, those are just 3 of my pet peeves.
Yeah, that is I would agree. That is a pet peeve of mine too, because it's like they're not listening. They want to like interject, and like when they're finishing it, it's like you're not even, when people are checked out or whatever, but they're like too much like you don't know what I'm going to say. Or those people that always agree with you. Yeah, I like that. And I'm like, well, I don't really like it. Oh, I don't like that either. And I'm like, we're trying to
pick a side.
You know what really pisses me off is is grocery carts.
Just the physical.
When people, when you are no, not grocery carts. Oh my God, I totally messed that up. People, when you have a grocery,
do you know what really pisses me off? You ever put stuff in a cart in a that's ridiculous.
First of all, they're always broken. Second of all, if like I'm at TJ Maxx or some other fine establishment or Publix, I have to put the cart, like if I'm standing in the checkout line, I have to put the cart like behind me because people will stand right behind you in the checkout line if they don't have a cart. If they have like a little basket, they get like 3 inches from behind you. So I push the cart back and I push them away.
Look at you.
And that happened even before COVID. So this is not even a
So you
political
just don't want
thing.
people close to you.
No. Yeah. So I am sorry to every grocery cart fan because I use the grocery cart to push them back. Like I don't know if you're watching on YouTube. That's how you do that.
Push them. You don't physically.
I will. If they're standing there, I get in front of my cart, but then I want to be respectful for the gentleman or the lady in front of me. So I will push them back out. It's personal space. Also cash advances. Like you drive by.
Who
like,
is doing a cash advance?
I don't know, but they just piss me off. Like you see them on the corner. They're keeping people poor. They're a horrible model. Here in Nashville, Jeff Syracuse is trying to get rid of them. And out in the Donaldson area, and I agree with that. So those are the 2 things that I can think off the top of my head.
Why are you hate cash advances?
I've never been to one, but just there's a lot of crime there, and they just keep people. They do. They keep people poor. Like you're going in and paying like 40%
There's a lot of crime
interest.
at cash advances.
Yeah.
Do we know this?
Yes. Somebody can look. Brooks or someone smart can look up stats, but there's just, I don't know. I always refer to Brooks because he is really smart. But
I'm going to Google this real quick while you finish your rant. Crime at cash
because like people are
advance.
walking out with cash, so there's going to be crime. And here's my thing. It keeps our society poorer because you're charging so much. People can't get out of that realm. If they get in that bubble, it's hard to get out. So
I agree,
I don't
but
know. I just think they're tacky. You drive by and there's like 3 in a row. So the demand is there apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I've used it.
Keeping people poor. But you don't use it regularly.
No, but I think they definitely have us. But I see what you mean.
Overall,
I'm going to start sitting outside cash advance places just so I can watch all the crime that's happening. Just people getting stabbed and dragged off and kidnapped. 400 people murdered at local cash advance here in Nashville.
Question number 2.
Oh, he's got another one. Yeah.
I forgot.
That's my pet peeve. No.
Is what would you do if you won $10 million tomorrow? Ooh, think about that.
$10 million. I know I would definitely take a trip. I need a week. I want to be in in Indonesia or Bali or someplace on one of those like floating hut homes where the water's all around you and like people bring you food and you just sit in there and Netflix and chill and read and
Oh, I like that.
I definitely need that. I feel like I'm getting a little, so busy and all that. So I would do that. Pay off loans. I would. I'd probably blow a lot of it on travel. I'd save about 40 of it, $40.
I was going to say 40%. Wow, that's great.
I don't know.
$40.
I mean, 10 million. It's not that much compared to what we make.
Hey, after taxes, you may get
$14.
You may get $6.5–7 million out of it.
Let's assume that this Tracy was giving us a full 10 million.
Oh, getting a full.
Can we
okay,
do
that changes.
All right, so what are you going to do?
I would have
Go to cash advance first. Go ahead and
I
get
would
more
stop
cash.
all the crime. I would build that wall, tear it down. I would have I don't think I would go crazy with like cars or homes. I would have a massage therapist, like every morning, just on staff. Would love it. Deep Rick down in Austin. I loved Rick. He's awesome, really great therapist. And
They're living with you, or they're just showing up?
Oh no, they show up.
So every morning, 7 a.m., a 1 hour.
Right. It's kind of like all the Thomas Rattenborough. They always have those therapists that travel with them. That would be us. So we would take them to the Golden Pony when we would have our.
Okay, so you're getting
I would have a massage
at a bar.
Backstage before. I need massage is my thing. I don't spend money on liquor anymore. It's massages. Oh my God, they're amazing. So I would do that, and then I would start a fat camp for kids.
So that kids can get fat?
No, because I was always the chubby kid.
Yeah,
and now my little nephew's chubby, but his brother's like skin and bones. It's funny because it's like my brother and I. It's like, and they're adopted.
Yeah,
it's literally my brother and I. And there's times where I feel so bad that he gets made fun of, and and maybe it's in my own mind, but I want to help these kids so much because kids should be kind to each other and just be worrying about playing and whatnot and just living life as a child. And that's what I would do. I would just start a camp and then they could all be friends and make memories and canoe and jump rope and whatever you do in the woods. I don't know if you
jump rope in the woods.
I've
so
never
many
been to
times
camp.
I'm like, you've never been to cash advance, you hate it. You've never been to camp, you want to start one.
Yeah, because I've never been.
So while I'm in Bali, Netflixing and chilling, Wes is starving fat kids.
Jump roping on a canoe.
Jump roping in a forest.
That's what I would do, Trace.
Tracy, I hope that helped you understand us a little better.
And that's that. How are we on time, Phil?
We're very close.
51 minutes.
Scream that again.
Well, we got another review, and I did write this down because I appreciate it. On 4/20/23, Brooks Loves History writes, "It's an amazing show with great chemistry between Phil and Wes, or P&W. Love listening and can't wait for more. I love to listen to them talk about their lives and bring people together from all views." That's a 5 star. So, Brooke,
Yes.
thank you so much.
I hope that was not Brooks just changing his ID.
Oh, that's right. It came in 2 days,
Yeah.
3, 4,
Maybe
5
he's-
days ago. I don't know
probably
what day
not.
it is. That's like 3 weeks ago now.
Well, thank you, Brooks Loves History. We appreciate that. And thank you to everybody that wrote in. Well, I know we didn't get to everybody, but we do appreciate everybody's feedback.
Yes,
And,
thank you all.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
That was Jay and Tracy and Brandon and Deb.
Good old Deb.
Do you remember those names?
Well, it's right in front
I'm
of
going
me.
to read them.
All right,
pisses
Wes.
me off. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you sang that. What do you have going on? We have a few minutes left. Anything
I'm going to go vase shopping.
vase?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Anything
Like in your apartment. I'm taking that vase.
Oh, that.
I'm going to coffee. I'm going to work out. I've been going to the gym once or twice a month and
Don't get too involved.
no, once or twice a week, trying to get there. And down at Green Hills Y. So say hi at the Green Hills Y. And what else? I don't know what I'm going to do.
You have a coffee date?
I have a coffee meeting.
Is it a person you're interested
Oh,
in?
yeah.
So it's a date.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's a date.
Well, is it
It's still
someone
like
that
dating, but waiting on the matchmaker?
But is it someone that could potentially be someone that you could like?
No, I don't think so. That's why it's like a meeting. We hit it off, super fun, and let's have coffee. I'll be there working on stuff anyway. So
Let me move my stuff. Oh God, I'm
well, I don't
so
take
busy.
everything to Frothy Monkey. Like I'm
Got
gonna need 8
You've got
tables.
poster boards, like science experiments.
Yeah, I'm
behind you.
gonna need some privacy.
I'm building a volcano here on this table.
God, I'm getting like an emergency work call right now. That can wait.
Oh,
Look at that.
I'm glad
Crazy.
we handled that.
What are you gonna do?
I'm working today.
Work it
Yeah,
up.
3 o'clock. I've got to finish. I have a comedy thing I'm doing Monday night. It has to be memorized. Getting ready for our big showcase where I will be in front of a live audience. Hopefully you'll be there.
Wait, when?
Mother's Day night. We've talked about this 9 times. It's in your phone.
Oh, did I put it in there? All
4
right, I'll be
times.
there.
The last time you were like, "Oh, I've already got it in here." I'm like, yeah, we
It's
have
for the
talked
wrong
about
time
this.
though. Yeah, I don't think I have the location. I'll get with you on
Yeah.
that.
So I'm working on the comedy set and going to work.
All right,
Gotta serve those bachelorettes,
work
making some
it.
money.
Yeah, you'll make some good money today, bro.
All right.
Boo.
Oh, bro.
Boo. Sorry.
He's a
Guilty.
broer. Guilty as charged.
Guilty.
All right,
All
y'all.
right.
Well, we appreciate you listening. Keep reaching out if you got any feedback or questions at
Love it.
twobottlesdeep@gmail.com. And remember, check us out on YouTube. Love you guys.
Yes, love you guys. Love you, Phil.
Love you too, babe.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to another great episode of 2 Bottles Deep.
Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating wherever you get your podcast.
And while you're at it, write us a fabulous review.
Please reach out to us on our email, 2bottlesdeep@gmail.com.
There is plenty of love in this world. Be a part of it.